Welcome to the LumiCast, your premier gateway to the universe of limitless photo editing. Dive into the galaxy of Luminar software and the dynamic world of AI photo editing. Join us weekly for a burst of creativity and the drive to transform your photos with confidence and skill. Broadcasting directly from Clever Photographer headquarters, it's time to welcome your hosts, Jakub and Holly Linton.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of LumiCast, the podcast where we talk about photo editing, photography, and our beloved Luminar NEO. I'm your host, Holly Linton from Tennessee, USA, and next to me is Jakub, founder of Clever Photographer in the UK. How's it going today, Jakub?
Everything is great. I'm super excited for another episode of LumiCast.
Great. Today, we're talking about the big fall upgrade in Luminar NEO. I'm sure that's something every customer or potential customer is interested in learning about. So let's just dive right in, Jakub. I'm going to ask you, what exactly is this big fall upgrade and when is it due to arrive?
Good. So let's start with that. Exciting times if you are a Luminar NEO user or if you're thinking about getting Luminar NEO, because Skylum, after many updates, now pretty much does two big upgrades a year, spring and autumn. And on each of these upgrades, they offer new tools, features, sometimes also like enhancement to the speed and how the application works. So now we are in front of the biggest one of this year, the big fall upgrade. And we're going to see definitely new features. We're going to see new possibilities and lots of exciting stuff.
Great. Well, let's just talk about what these new features are. There's a few of them. One of them is called the restoration tool. What is this all about?
Okay, the restoration tool is definitely one of the probably highest requested features I've seen in Luminar NEO since I've been around the software. So Luminar NEO is what, 3.5 years? I think 3.5 years, and it's about right. And there was many features that arrive throughout its life, things like HDR merge and generative AI tools. And one of the really requested was the restoration. So finally, we're going to get it. It's really exciting. I have done some testing on the beta version, and I'm really happy to share with you how it works. So let's look at it. Really, the restoration tool is a way to restore your old photos, maybe some from your family or from the past. And the way it's done, the restoration tool is located in the catalog module on the right side under the enhancement tools. You will see the upscale tool and restoration tool. As usual with Luminar NEO, it's really simple to use. You just drag the image on it and you hit the restore button. Now, generally it takes, on my computer anyway, about 30 to 60 seconds, and it will give you the result. Now, just like with all these features here in the catalog module, they default into specific folder. And this time it's going to be restoration, and that's where you can access it, you can move it from here, and you can edit it further. Now, when it comes to the restoration itself, you have a choice between adding a color and removing scratches, noise, and imperfections, or you can just select one or the other. You can just add color, or you can just restore the image by removing the scratches and lights and batches of colors and so on. Now, talking about the tool itself, I have done some testing, probably about 20-30 images, and it is a beta version, so we will need to see how it's going to do when it's finally ready. However, I have to say that so far, it's been a little bit of hit and miss. Now, when the picture is in a good resolution, good quality, it's well lit, and the person or the subject is quite nicely visible in a good light, then the result is amazing. I've seen some great results with beautiful colors, beautiful restoration. However, at this moment, when you go into a little more difficult scenarios, when maybe the image is really damaged, it's lower resolution, maybe it's a little bit darker, it's a little bit blurry, then the result can really vary. It can be okay or it can be really poor. It just really depends, and you have to try it and see. So at this moment, I think it's exciting features to welcome to the family of Luminar NEO, but we will really have to see how it's going to look when the final version arrives at the beginning of November.
Okay. Well, I know a lot of people were asking for that tool, so Skylum listens to their customers, and that's what the beta version is for people like you to test it out and provide the feedback. So hopefully They'll make the improvements before the launch, and everybody will really enjoy that. It'll be for people who are trapped inside the house in the cold of winter. They can get all those old family photos out and start repairing them. So that'll give somebody something else to do for sure. So on to our next new feature is something called Spaces, sort of like online galleries. So what exactly is this and who would be using that and how do you use that?
Great. The mysterious spaces. We've been hearing about them since August, I believe. At the beginning, it just kind of appeared and you were thinking, oh my God, what is going to be the spaces? And yes, it's exactly as Holly mentioned, it's the online galleries. It's quite simple, straightforward, but I think that's the whole idea of it. You edit your image in Luminar NEO. Once you're ready with it, you just right click on the image, you select add to spaces, and it basically take the image and upload it to this brand new online gallery. Now you can upload 1 or 100 images there, and you can share the link to this specific page with your friends or clients or anybody. Once they follow the link, you will share it with them to this space. They will basically open this page anywhere on their mobile phone or on a desktop. They can click on any of the photos, open them, review them, and just have fun with it. So while it's quite, I wouldn't say basic feature, but it's very straightforward feature, I think some people will really enjoy it because it can be a really fast way of sharing your images with the family, friends, or even clients. So I think it's going to be lots of fun, and I think people will really enjoy this.
I can't wait to see that in practice. So it sounds like it's kind of almost like a shortcut. Instead of sharing your website, it's sort of a quick place for everybody to take a look at the pictures that you just took.
And I was going to say that one really straightforward example I can think of is when I, for example, work for the local cathedral, I do a job for them. I go in the morning, take the pictures, edit them, and I usually send them a preview just to double check if they like where I'm going with it, with the edits or with the shots. So normally I have to export all of them into JPEG, upload them to Dropbox, then share the link. And it takes extra time, isn't it? For that very simple task, they don't need high resolution images. They don't need anything. They just need to see and tell me if I'm going in the right direction. So this will be super simple. I will just edit the images, select them, 20, 30 photos, right click, add to spaces. It will create this web page. I will then just take the link, share it with them, and that will be it. So really handy for all sorts of photographers, not just beginners.
Okay, that was a great example of how you'd use that. On to our fourth new feature. It's called Mobile Sync. So it allows you to synchronize your image from your desktop to your phone and vice versa. Is that true? And how does that really work? Who would be using it? Give an example of that.
I'm glad you said it because I think that can be common misconception that it will go both ways. Actually, the mobile synchronization, what a word, only works from mobile to desktop. It doesn't work the other way. And the main reason is that Luminar NEO, the desktop version, have much more tools than the mobile version. So if you would, let's say, apply mystical tool or you would apply dramatic tool, these tools are not on mobile, so you would not be able to continue with the edit from there. So at the moment, the workflow goes like this. You install the Luminar Mobile on your mobile phone or on your tablet. You edit the photo there, and once you finish editing, you just return to your gallery on the mobile device. The moment you return to the mobile gallery, this image, including the edit, will be uploaded to the cloud. Now you move to your desktop, you open Luminar NEO, and in a catalog, right next to the shortcuts, there is all photos and all that, is Luminar Mobile folder. You click on that, and there you will see all your images and all your edits there. Now, at this moment, the images are not on your desktop. It's just a quick preview. You can still go and select individual photos, click on them to import them, and only at that moment, everything, the full-size files will be transferred to your computer, which I think is really cool because with some of these applications, all the files get transferred immediately, and it's just filling your computer. And, not every image I capture with my mobile phone, I want it to be also on my desktop. So I want to have the choice. So this is really cool. So you import the images on your desktop Luminar NEO, move it into edit module, and continue the edit there. If you have already made some edits on your mobile device, you can just go into the edit module, into the edits tab, and you will see the edits there.
Okay, so it's just a way of you can get started with your edit in your mobile phone, but then send it to your desktop to continue using all the other tools.
Exactly.
Okay. I have one question that's forming in my little brain. Now, obviously, you would take a picture with your phone That's your iPhone, probably a raw photo is what you'd want to pick. Now, do people send pictures from their professional camera to their phone, to an app in their phone, and then use that picture?
Good point. It could be done that way, yes. However, I haven't tested the size of these raw files to go through this process because, your raw file on a mobile phone will be, 20, 30 megabytes, maybe something like this, or maybe a little bit smaller, where your raw files from the big camera could be 120 megabytes, and talking about like 100 or 200 images going into the Luminar mobile app and then going through the cloud to the Luminar NEO. I think that could be quite a big task. So I haven't tested it, so I don't want to say that that's the way to do it until I test it.
Okay. So maybe it's more just for your mobile pictures in your phone app, your phone photos app. And that's probably, if you're like, oh, I like this picture, because sometimes I'll try to edit it on my phone with Luminar Mobile, and I just can't see. The screen is just so small. So you're saying you can almost just send it right away to your desktop so it's ready and waiting for you when you get home, knowing that you want to edit that picture. Okay, great. On to the next new tool coming this fall to a computer near you. It's called the Light Depth Tool. And it looks to me like it's kind of a big remake of the Relight AI tool. So what is different about the light depth versus Relight AI? Tell us about that.
I think that the light depth tool is the best part of the fall upgrade this year, definitely. I think this tool is incredible. And if you heard some of our previous episodes, you would know that I'm not a massive fan of Relight AI. In fact, I never use it actually. Where the light depth tool is amazing. I know I will use it all the time because it really does give you a whole new experience on relighting your images. Now, it's a little bit tricky to explain it without seeing it. So if you want, head to our YouTube channel at Clever Photographer and see the preview video there, because that will really be able to show you exactly how it works. But just very quickly, it's a tool located in editing toolbar under the creative part, just above the Relight AI. And how it works, you are able to adjust the brightness and warmth or temperature of foreground, middle ground, and background. So you have 3 zones now. And on the top of it, you can control the middle ground with amazing 3D masking feature, which basically scans the image, create a 3D mask, and then with little preview, you are able to move the light in the 3D space back and forward and also adjust the width of the light. Of course, you can also adjust the amount and you can adjust the softness of the overall scene and the light, but just being able to control the light to this degree is incredible. And I tested on whole number of examples. And some captures, like, for example, there is like a 3 tunnel or there is a path. Honestly, the result is amazing. I'm really excited for this tool. And in my opinion, forget about everything else. Just for this tool, I think the upgrade is worth it. It's really, really nice.
Do you think that Relight AI is going away, or will there be a need to use Relight AI now that this new tool is coming?
Good question. And in my opinion, yes. But again, I'm someone who haven't used it in past. So if you've been using it and it's part of your workflow, you may continue using it. For me, this is like another whole level. And I think there is a chance that the Relight AI will disappear. But from past experience over the years, I never really seen Skylum removing any tool from Luminar NEO. So they maybe just keep it there and you still be able to use it. But as a workflow goes, this just has whole another level of possibilities.
Great. The more light tools, the better, right?
Definitely.
All right. On to our final new feature that's coming. It's the AI Assistant. Is this already included in Luminar NEO, or is it going to be in the upgrade right away? Good
question. So back to the beginning, where we talk about the first announcement about the full upgrade. Again, this was, I think, August or late July. It's not really important. What's more important is that part of the upgrade was this AI assistant. And honestly, up till now, we know very little about it. We've seen a little video preview on Skylum website. I mean, the video is about 6-7 seconds. There is a little bar where you type improve or enhance this golden hour sunset. And then you just kind of press enter. And the application automatically edit to that photo based on what you wrote. So that's all we know so far. We don't know if it's going to answer questions or if you will able to continue chatting with it to make adjustments, how it's going to work. It's really difficult to say right now. So this is all I've seen is this kind of preview video, which was very stylized. And I think, in my opinion, more for illustrational purposes, just to kind of show an idea on what it's going to be able to do. But I have a little suspicion based on how little we know about it that there is probably still work to be done to that. Also knowing the fact that actually this part of the upgrade has been postponed at least until December this year from what we know. So I'm sure that people are excited about this AI assistant, and we would love to tell you more, but unfortunately at this moment, we just don't know. We don't know what exactly it's going to do. And we also not 100% sure when it's going to arrive.
Okay. All right, well, that's a rundown of all of those new tools and features. So I hope you are all excited for the fall upgrade. And now let's get into the pricing, which sometimes can get a little confusing. So hopefully I do it justice by telling you how this is breaking down. All right, if you are already on the subscription plan, keep your subscription if you love it. Make sure your auto renew is checked in your account because that will ensure that you will continue your subscription because Skylum is no longer, as of right now, offering a subscription model. So just keep that in mind. So a lot of people are probably on auto renewal and don't realize it, but just double check into your account and make sure that you're all scheduled for that. So that's the easiest of the pricing. Okay. Then we have people who already own Luminar NEO. They own the lifetime license. They're going to have to do what's called the 2025 upgrade pass, or they could do something called the ecosystem pass. So as Jakub just explained, across the platforms that you can get Luminar Mobile, and the web galleries, and then a year of the generative tool through what's called the ecosystem pass. So there's a certain price for that, which is going to be, at the time of the sale, $69. If you just want the upgrade pass with just all the new tools that were just described to you, it includes also the spring upgrade. That's going to be $49. So basically, if you own Luminar NEO right now, you will have to get the upgrade pass in order to get the new tool. And then if you're a brand new customer, you're going to have 3 different choices. The desktop only, which is going to be $99 US. That gives you basically it's a lifetime license, but you get the generative tools for 1 year. Then you have the cross device that includes your mobile phone or your iPad, the generative tools, and the desktop. And that's $139. And then the max is basically, it's the cross device plus what used to be called the X membership. It's really just a bunch of presets, overlays, skies, and things like that you get for the year. And all of these upgrade pass is good for a year through December of 2026. So likely you will then every year have to get some type of an upgrade pass, but regular updates are always going to be included at no extra cost. So it's really just brand new features like the ones we described today could end up being a separate purchase each year. So the special pricing for all of these is going to be their Black Friday sale starting October 24th. So it's going to start a little bit earlier than Black Friday and go on through December 1st. And don't forget, you can use an affiliate coupon code to get 10% more off. And my code happens to be Holly, HOLLY, and Jakub will put my affiliate link into the podcast notes. So never pay full price, as you know. So that's it. Do you think I described the pricing correctly?
Yeah, definitely. We are back to making it a little bit more complicated than it has to be, I think. This is like Skylum 3 years ago, when they released all the new subscriptions and lifetime licenses. At that point, there were also extensions, and it was really complicated. Once you dive into it, you realize that it's not that bad. One more time, as Holly say, if you're current lifetime owner, you can buy some sort of upgrade pass. If you're a new user, you can choose between desktop version only or the mobile version. And most importantly, probably the easiest way is to find out what is the best offer you can get is to log into your Skylum account and then see the checkout page. Don't forget to add Holly's code, which is, one more time,
Holly, HOLLY.
And you will get extra discount on top of that. And with that, should be really simple. So don't overcomplicate it, just enjoy it.
Yes.
Now, probably the most important question is it worth to get the upgrade pass? And I have to say, for me, especially for the light depth tool, I think it's worth it. I think really this will again bring it one step further, and you will also get the restoration. You will obviously get some upgrades on the performance and other things. I would honestly go for it and buy it. I think it's worth it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get to test the beta version yet, but I always believe that in order to improve your photography and creativity as the months and years pass by, I'd like to have all of the tools, even if maybe you won't use them all the time. I'd like to know that they're there, because if they're not there, you're not going to learn something new or have a way of altering your photograph differently in a creative way. So I'll always be a cheerleader and say, yeah, just keep upgrading, keep buying the new tools. Because if you wait 5 months and then get them, I don't know how that impacts the upgrade pass either. So get it while it's hot so that you get your full value for the whole year before the pass expires, and then you have to upgrade it again. That's what I would say. So I probably know the answer to this already, but which feature are you most excited about? You really already kind of said it.
Yes, I mean, the light depth is without a doubt my favorite one, but at the same time, again, bringing it to certain level of possibilities in current photo editing world, I think the whole online sync and the ecosystem is really important, because there is lots of possibilities out there, talking about Lightroom and Lightroom Mobile and other similar applications where I think it's a norm. So we are celebrating it, and some people are a little bit like, it's not really interesting. But actually what it does, again, it brings Luminar NEO to that same level of possibilities that is already standard. And I think that's really important. You want to see that from your software and the company to continuously trying to bring you close to the other competition. So yeah, we love Luminar NEO. That's the most important thing.
We love Luminar.
And just very quickly to finish it on that note, on Friday last week, I was doing a presentation, Holly was there as well, about editing in Photoshop. And when you know Photoshop, you kind of take it for granted that it's simple, and once you kind of know how to do things, it's kind of straightforward. But as I was going through it and I've seen some of the faces and I got some feedback after, honestly, it's so complicated to do anything in it compared to what you can do in Luminar NEO. And you can pretty much do the same edits in Luminar NEO, but it's just so much easier. It's easier to do, and it's easier also for me to explain it. Like in Photoshop, by the time you go around masking and layers and up this and add that and change this to this and change this to that. So if you're just starting with photography, or if you're thinking about changing, I really still think that Luminar NEO is the way to go.
I agree, because when I watched you do that, I said to myself, and I think I even typed it in the chat, watching this makes me realize why I love Luminar NEO. It was just...
Exactly.
I just can't wrap it around my head how to use all those tools. So I agree. Luminar NEO is great, especially if you're late to the editing game. It gives you everything you need. So you don't need to learn Photoshop and Lightroom, in my opinion. But no offense to anyone who does, because I know a lot of people use Luminar as a plugin.
Good.
I'll give a shout out to all the engineers at Skylum and all the behind the scenes people who helped put the upgrade together. So thank you to them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's really exciting. It's always exciting time when the upgrades are coming, and this will be no different. Folks, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And we will be back again with Holly next week on Friday. So thank you for listening, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
And that's a wrap. Now, there's only 3 things left to do. Subscribe to this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Visit our website at cleverphotographer.com/LumiCast to see what we have in store next. And stay creative and keep editing your photos no matter what anyone says.